Hello, listeners, and welcome back to another episode of Pitstop Fracas. Today, you're joined by your host, Richard, and today we're here to do a mid-season review of, the season so far. Today, joining me on this festival propaganda, if you will, is none other than Mahad and Kwame. Fresh back, of course, from the Rolly store after shedding tears of Messi going to PSG. Mahad, how are we today, fella?
I'm okay. I refuse to talk about Barcelona. I refuse to speak about anything football. I came here for a non-football talk. You know what I mean? I came for a Formula One talk. Listeners, if you see my facial expressions or even look at the shadows in my glasses, I'm watching the Barcelona game in the background. So if you see me getting upset, you know what time it is. But yeah, I'm good, man. How are you, Richard?
I'm not too bad, bro. I'm not too bad. You know, F1's been on a summer shutdown. We've done the same thing basically. We haven't heard from us since that absolutely mental race from Hungary. But we're doing what everyone else is doing at the moment. Mid-season review. So why not one of the top podcasts around to give you that as well? So fresh back from Italy, from Shadow and Fran's toss, so he can replace him as team principal for next year. Alpha Kwame, what's good?
I'm good, brother, man. Yeah, just came straight back from Italy. Got a fresh gym, most of that. Be enjoying myself. But yeah. Listen, this F1 break, been resting. These guys can tell, but back now, some good content for you lot.
I see you doing the fresh trim for the YouTube, Kwame. I'm on to you. But anyways,
nah, not even, man. I need it.
He got that 20 minutes before this video.
Definitely the moment still in the house. It was in the bathroom.
It's funny because I did the same yesterday because I think with my guys in there for my birthday thing in it, and literally. Like an hour before I met with them, I got the trim. So yeah, I did the same thing, not for the YouTube, but hey.
Two beds on.
Happy birthday for this week, Kwame.
Oh yeah,
happy birthday, Kwame, as well. Yeah. Shit, I forgot. Yeah.
We're dragging on now, man. But yeah, appreciate it, guys. Man.
Listen, if Insta baddies can do birthday months, why can't we do birthday weeks? That's all I gotta say.
We celebrate birthdays here at Pitstop. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, we do, man.
That's correct.
Yeah. We're gonna have
Anyways, on to proceedings. The top 5 best drivers of the season so far. So we've had, a lot of surprise packages. We've had a lot of disappointments as well. But we're here to talk about who has been, in our opinions, in the top 5 best so far this season. Mahad, I'm going to come to you on this. Who's in your top 5 so far this season? Who's really impressed you?
All right. So number 1 has to be Lando Norris. He's absolutely had an outstanding season. And considering that he's third in the standings with possibly sometimes the third best car, sometimes the fourth best car, depending on what Ferrari turns up, is just outstanding. The amount of podiums he's got consistently being in the points. I think he's been in the points every race bar one, I think. And absolutely beating down his teammate, who's an experienced driver. And just showing the world what he's about. I think this is outstanding from him, and it surprised me. I didn't know I knew Lando was good, but I didn't know he was like this good, because even last season and the season before, him and Sainz were like battling it out. They were quite consistent with what their results were, and I feel like Lando's gone leaps on bounds and it's just been absolutely outstanding. So for me, that's the number 1 driver so far. If we're going to end the season right now and we'll talk about driver of the season, I'm talking Lando Norris, just because of everything that he's been doing. Number 2, I'd say Lewis. He's in the top of the driver standings. No matter what the situations was, the amount of recovery drives he's made, the amount of times he's had to kind of bail out Mercedes just with exceptional performances, even one that we saw in Hungary where he's dragged it all the way back to get a P2. He hasn't had the best car this season, but he's managed to get the most out of the package. And even the slight mistakes he has made, he's been able to recover from it, especially like Imola, for example. And he's been quite consistent with his results. And even though he has 1 less races than Max, he's managed to put himself top of the standings, and he's helping Mercedes win that constructors battle. So I'll put him number 2. Max number 3. He's done so well as well, considering this is the first time he's ever been in a title battle, and he's managed to win 5 races. He's managed to improve in his quality. He's managed to improve in his 1 lap pace. And he is put in a position where he needed to be. Some people, when they get the fastest car, they don't do what they need to be doing. And he's managed to bring Red Bull into a title battle in terms of the constructors and going for that first driver's title. So I think he's third. Fourth, Gasly. Absolutely amazing. I think for him, is time and time again, he's just showing, look, I'm that guy. Especially when he's the number 1 driver. I know we had that situation at Red Bull where he wasn't the number 1 driver and he wasn't getting preferential strategy. But I feel like he's comfortable at AlphaTauri, and he is dragging that team by the neck and getting very, very high qualifying positions, good race pace. I just think he's been outstanding. I think he hasn't really put a foot wrong this season, to be fair. And the 5th one, I don't know. I'll put that up in the air. I might throw that to you lot to decide what that one is, but I'm gonna chicken out and say I'm not putting a 5th driver. I'm not gonna lie.
Not even like a George Russell or Carlos Sainz or that Monegasque maybe.
If you give me that choice of 3, I'm gonna pick Sainz, because Sainz has come into a team brand new into Ferrari and he's beating his teammate. And then people are gonna be like, "Oh, it's technicalities. Leclerc's had DNFs. Don't matter. He's got 2 podiums with a brand new team, completely different setup, and it's like." He's just showing his adaptability, because that's how much teams he's driven for. And he's done well for him. So yeah, big up Sainz. I'll put Sainz 5th. If you gave me the choice of Leclerc, Sainz, and Russell, I'm not putting a man that's crying over points in the top 5. I'm sorry. Give me more, man. Latifi's got more points than you, bro.
That's fair enough. I pretty much agree with your top 5, to be fair, but maybe in a slightly different order. But yeah. Kwame, what about you? Who's really impressed you this season? Who's in your top 5?
You have not talked about this beforehand, before the pod, but more just literally the same, literally the same order. You can check out my tweet I posted on the on Twitter, Tobias. Also on the Pitstop Fracas account as well. So yeah, at Pitstop Fracas, plug. But yeah, mine was originally first Lando. Reason being is because I feel like he came into his own this season. Especially I feel like first 2 seasons I feel like he was just below the tier of the Verstappens and the Leclercs of the world. But I feel like this season is definitely on par with them. It's definitely being best of the rest, being better than people like Bottas and Perez. Even though yes, they are second drivers in their team, they have got the better car, better equipment than Lando. Yeah, Lando has been very consistent. If it wasn't for that last race in Hungary where we had the melee, he would have probably finished every race of season in the point position, which is just consistency, which is just amazing, which you've got to give to him, especially against a young driver. And he's taken the criticism as well for that, because this year people were saying him and Danny Rick, not sure how they're going to compete. Danny Rick was, the guy who got better than Vettel. It's the guy who, pushed Renault from a mid-table team to a team that were fighting for podiums. And people were saying, is Lando going to be that guy? He's just a happy Twitch guy, but he's really put his own this season. So for me, Lando is number 1. Number 2, yeah, same to Mahad. I went for Lewis. I feel like my number 2 and number 3, you can switch it up however you want it. Because I feel like this season's been very, very close and very, very tight. But yeah, I went with Lewis just because, he's currently winning the championship. And yes, there are a lot of technicalities. You can go into it. The Silverstone crash, the whole situation in Hungary, Baku as well, where, Lewis even made a mistake, and also Max had his tire issues. But he's taken the advantages and the win situation to his hands. Even though he's had the worst car, in my opinion, compared to Max and Red Bull, he's pushed the Mercedes team up where they shouldn't be. And because of certain decisions he made, they are now ahead of Red Bull in the championship. Third, I've got to give to Max. He's had a brilliant year for this year. Definitely been consistent. Just looking at his record here, apart from Hungary, he's been even further second in the races he finished. So that's an impressive stat. You really got to give to him. Agenda or no agenda, he's been very good this season. Sagan is shining with the fastest car. Only issue is, we've got to see how he will be in the championship with his mindset. We've seen him kind of get a bit angry at the press already when they're comparing with him and Lewis and how they're going to battle. But I think this season will go right to the wire currently. Fourth, I've gone for, my boy Pierre Gasly. Again, he's been very well in the AlphaTauri. Very consistent. He's been doing very well in qualifying. Again, top 6 most of the time. Again, in the car that's midfield of the field, say top 5, top 6. So that's why we should put him around 10th. But he's overachieving, in my opinion. Has been pushing that team, leading that team as well. And your nearest rivalry in F1 is your teammate. And Yuki's my guy. And even though Yuki, this is his first season, he's been very, very inconsistent. And there's been times where you can tell there's talent there, but he's been struggling. But Gasly's just been up and beat on, getting paid, getting points consistently. And then finally, Mahad and Kwame for Science as well. Reason being away for Science was because I always feel like Science was underrated. Personality-wise, we want to do stuff off the field that being the question about him. Him being a Madrid fan as well. Putting my football biases there, but I feel like Science as a driver has been very consistent. Not even in McLaren, but even in Ferrari, and especially now in his first season, he's going against certain people with Starboys, Charles Leclerc, and he's been very, very close to him, very, very close to him in qualifying in the races, and especially in F1. A lot of people saying you need to give certain drivers time. Looking at you, Danny Rick. He's actually now ahead of Leclerc in the Stand Championship, and there's a lot of people saying that Sainz is going to be a stopgap, for Schumi or for Isla or whoever's in the Ferrari Academy, but he's definitely putting his own. And he's been doing very well this season. So that's my top 5 at the moment.
Yeah, let me add to that. Yeah, if Sainz anyhow beats Leclerc in the championship, I am looking at Leclerc funny because this is supposed to be Starboy. What is happening here? You can't let Sainz just come in and just give you a quick two fist up and be like, yeah, I'm out. That can't run. You're supposed to be the leader of the team. You're getting the big bread. You're Ferrari's hopes and dreams. Some guy can't just come in and just give you 1-2 punch to your head top. That I'm looking at you different. And if that happens to Leclerc, boy, me and Richard are running around like we're pack. Over. Big fact.
You gotta be rich with one like Birdman Slim.
People putting him top 5 this season. I've seen people put Leclerc top 5. For what? You're losing to your teammate. Nobody in that top 5 are losing to their teammate. None of them are losing to their teammate. So it has to be propaganda.
Yeah, I feel especially as well when you're building your team around Leclerc, you got rid of your Vettel. He was on how much money he was on. They decided to give a deferred contract of 5 years, and even though yes, it's only a 3-point difference, still the fact that you let this guy, he was doing decent at McLaren, he wasn't doing amazingly well, he was just doing his job. You let him now outscore you. It's looking a bit long. I can't lie, and you might be the star boy of the team. You might be the franchise of Ferrari.
I can't lie. Sainz should be nowhere near Leclerc in the grand scheme of things. The way, if you measured up the hype between Leclerc and the lack of hype, if you will, between Sainz, they should be nowhere near each other really. But he's ahead of him in the standings. You could say mitigating circumstances. He didn't start at Monaco. Maybe that was 25 points in the bag. You could say, okay, with Seb's disqualification at Hungary, there's 3-point swing. I don't give a shit. Agenda's gonna agenda. He's ahead of him in the standings. That's that. You want to talk up like he's the next Schumacher, whatever you want to say. He's Ferrari's hopes and dreams. Listen, come the end of his contract, I think it's still 2024 before the engine change comes in. Look, Ferrari ain't going to do fuck all. I'm telling you, they ain't going to do fuck all. It took them, 3 years in the turbo hybrid era to do a decent car? And then you still didn't do jack shit in the grand scheme of things? It's going to happen the same again with these brand new cars next year. The Ferrari won't be good until 2025. So all this hopes and dreams and all this Leclerc's next up. No, you're just going to be seeing man like Lando, Max, and Max and George go sail past them. That's it. It'll probably be more because of Ferrari more than him. But listen, it is what it is. It's the way shit crumbles, isn't it? So I digress.
That's how it goes. We're gonna have that debate real soon. between Max and Leclerc. It's not looking good for Leclerc right now. We're stacking evidence.
Yes, we're building up as like it's a CSI case or something, whatever it is, FBI case. Just me.
Yeah, it's just gonna be bare closed doors for the Leclerc fans. It's gonna be nuts for them.
Trust me. Anyways, yeah, my top 5 is pretty much the same as yours, but in a slightly different order. So I may as well just reveal it for content purposes. Yeah, so I had Gasly at 5th. Gasly's been very consistent this season. You know, he has me for the past 2 years, really. In that time, he's got 3 podiums. You know, he's got a podium basically every year since he left Red Bull. You know, I think he's got qualified in the top 5 or finished in the top 5 like 8 out of 11 times this season, which is extremely impressive, to be fair. He's absolutely smoked Yuki as well. Some people saying, oh, yeah, Yuki will beat him. No, he's absolutely schooled him. Absolutely. Mahad doesn't want to hear that, but look, listen. It is what it is, isn't it?
I was inflating stocks, man. But anyways,
Gasly's doing this thing. But there are people saying that Yuki's going to be better than Gasly. We're just going to lose. I can't lie, man. Especially a rookie in his first season compared to a season Gasly. I'm like, come on.
You know what? You know when Elon Musk just starts tweeting about Dogecoin? That's what I was doing with Yuki. I was doing mad propaganda. But we'll speak about Yuki later. But yeah, Gasly's going in, man.
Wait, what are you saying? Yuki coin, yeah? Going down.
I have the most Yuki coin in the world. And trust me, I'm making a flip. I'm making bread out of this. I'm holding.
All right, cool. When that crashes and burns, like GameStop or something, fam, no refunds. That's all I'm telling you. No refunds. Yeah, who else do I have 4th? I actually had Sainz 4th because he's really impressed me this season. I expect him to do all right, but he's actually done really well. Even when he's had like shoddy qualifying, he usually just quietly gets himself up the field, you know, like a cheeky like 6th place or something. You know, he's done that quite a few times this season, went under the radar, but I've been keeping my ear to the streets. I've been watching. I've been like, oh, okay, maybe this little Alonso regen is all right. He's not too bad. Do you know what I mean? He's the best out of the new drivers, if you will, in terms of the ones that have changed teams. Definitely, you know, Danny Rick's stinking the joint out of the clan. Seb's doing all right at Aston Martin, and who's the other one? I can't remember who changed teams.
Perez.
That's it, yeah. Perez has done here and there, but I think Sainz has definitely been the best out of that 4, basically. Actually, I had Lewis at number 3 as well, not number 2, just because he's done a few more mistakes this season than what he usually does. But in terms of analyzing his mistakes, they're kind of like weird mistakes. They're not really like, it's not like he's done the same thing like 3 times over in the same season. You know, in terms of like the brake magic thing, I don't think he's ever done that before, ever. So that's just a weird anomaly. Can you say? In terms of him sliding out to Imola, you know, he's one of the best ever in the rain. You know, it's completely normal for him to maybe one day slide out in the rain. Like, that's completely normal. It just happens to be, you know, people are fuming that he didn't DNF because, you know, other people usually do in them circumstances. It's just the way it is. Yeah, this is not a common thing where he's useless in the wet. So I didn't really see that as a massive deal in the grand scheme of things in terms of how he's in the wet, but it doesn't help for your championship sort of like challenge, really. What else has he done? I can't remember.
I think he's
Monaco,
already
Monaco
was bad qualifying.
Sorry, what was that?
In Monaco, he had a bad qualifying, I think.
Yeah, he had a bad qualifying in Monaco. Qualified 7th. Ended up trying to do the undercut basically on Gasly and someone else, I think Seb, and it didn't work. You know, it's one of them things. You know, Monaco is not one of his strongest tracks, but he has won there 3 times, so that's the sort of standards, you know, that Lewis is basically put up to. Basically, how can you win 3 times at a circuit, and that's not one of your strongest circuits? You know, that's hilarious, basically. But yeah, it's just that a whole Lewis in a higher standard to what other people do, so that's why I only put him 3rd, really. But he has done some like stellar drives in those last few races, so that's why he is there. Or else he'd actually be lower, to be fair. Put Lando 2nd as well. Lando, he's been the joint most consistent person alongside Max, basically. The only reason why Max had him is because Max has been given the best car on the grid, basically, for most of the races, and he's actually taken advantage of having that package, basically. You know, going up against, you know, arguably the GOAT. So that's why I had Lando only 2nd. Thus I've got Max 1st, basically, because especially with all the hype that's been around Max for the last few years. You know, people say it's not been justified and blah blah blah. He's justifying it now. This is what we expected of him, and he's performing the way we expect him to, relative to the hype and the talent that he has, with the package that he has also. So that's why I put Max first. But yeah, it's good to know that we all know Wheel. We all said the same 5 drivers, just in slightly different order. So yeah. Moving on to top 5 worst drivers of the season. I'm gonna start with you, Kwame. Who has been absolutely fucking dead this season?
This one's going to be a bit. This one's going to be kind of off the bat because I'm not prepared for this one. But yeah, on for takes, guys. You know what's good for agenda? I'm gonna say Giovinazzi. Is he first pick?
Is he number 1?
Why do you have a Giovinazzi agenda? It's so random. Of all the drivers on the grid, you don't like Giovinazzi.
Martin ain't gonna be happy. I'm telling you, he's not gonna be happy.
Nah. The reason I do, nah. I don't even hate the guy. I think he's a cool guy. I think he's a nice guy. But when I've seen some people saying 5 takes for Donny, whose career has been very, very mid, and Alpha car that I don't know. My expectations of Alpha is higher than what they are, essentially. So when I see Alpha, I feel like bottom of the midfield pack, getting 1 or 2 points here and there. But I'm seeing people gas up Gio, who's getting 110 points, 110 place here, 110 place here, 1
come outside, bro. Come outside, Mott.
But at the same time, people getting 5 shots for it. But then your junior career doesn't back that up. But as a certain man, they're in the worst car. They're okay. Not 10th, they're getting 11th and 12th. Say no more, 1 or 2 places behind. But they've got the junior career to back up. I look at the junior career and I look at drivers as well. And I judge drivers. And Giovinazzi's career, his junior career is a bit higgy. But anyways, yeah. This is actually in no particular order because I don't know what I'm going to do. But yeah, I'll say 2 other drivers. So Giovinazzi and Kimi.
Kimi stinks, man.
Kimi has been good. I mean, listen, I expect Kimi the driver. He's a world champion. And being a world champion in the sport is very, very hard. There's only a select few drivers to be a world champion. I like to think around 30, 34. That's my guess. But there's not many drivers being world champions. So the fact that Kimi's got world champion and even his days in McLaren, he's an elite driver. His days in Lotus, he bought that team and he was getting it for wins and podiums. He's an elite driver, but I feel like now, ever since his second stint in Ferrari, where he was just there with his boy Vettel just vibes being the second man, and now this year in Alpha, actually, his first season in Alpha was very good. His first season in Sauber was good, but these past 2 seasons, man, has just been chilling and just vibing. And again, Giovinazzi, again, I compare drivers to their teammates, and Kimi is just here for vibes. He said it himself in many times, I'm just a hobby to me. And if you're equal with a guy who's in his 40s, 41 now, you just say, I'm chilling. I'm just here for the sport. I'm going to have question marks. So yeah, them 2 Alpha drivers. Here's the thing. The Haas guys, issue with the Haas guys, because their car is so bad, it's very hard to compare them. Because they can't do any much more than their car. But I feel like everyone else hasn't been underachieving. Danny Rick has, which I'll put Danny Rick into the list. That guy. Listen, Danny Rick again's my guy, but he has not been putting up to the standards of his team in Lando. Again, that's your nearest competitor. Yes, we've been saying that the McLaren car is a bit hard to drive. It's a bit very unique to drive, but listen, you're a seasoned driver now in the sport. You're one of the older heads of the grid, which is pretty mad, alongside Kimi, like I said, Vettel, Hamilton. You're one of the older guys now in your 30s. I expect you to be heading up this team and pushing the team to be top 3 now. Not Lando, not this kid, not this younger, not this quote Starboy doing it for you. And it's just been very disappointment. I mean, I remember Zach Brown said that he had to bet if he got a win, he'll get a NASCAR drive. It's looking very questionable for podiums right now, I can't lie. Yeah, he hasn't been doing as well. He hasn't been singing up the joint, and I expect much more better than I know in his first season in Renault, he started poorly and then he improved. So I'm not going to stick like the gender just I'm going to wait for a season for the guy, but has not been good. And everyone else who's joined their new teams now See Vettel now, he's starting to warm up now better at Aston Martin. You see Perez is doing better than other second drivers, even though people have been questioning about Perez. He's been doing better than second drivers, got his W for Red Bull. Like I said, Sainz as well, top 5 so far. He's been very well. He's moved for Ferrari. Daniel's look like the odd one out now. So he needs to improve real quick. And yes, yeah. It's no particular order, the 2 Sauber drivers, 2 Haas drivers, and Daniel Rick. Yeah, Haas drivers, they've made a lot of mistakes from them. I understand the rookies, but they're crashing out, they're spinning out. Even Gunter's getting mad, man. Even Gunter's getting rid of them. And I know Gunter gets mad at anything, but listen, if your own team principal is giving you side eye, you have to step up, man. And don't get me wrong, I rate Mick. I thought that Mick could be definitely a good consistent driver. Again, I don't think he'll probably be the best driver, but I see from his junior career where he's very consistent, very good at first laps. I see a bit of Hülkenberg him. Hülkenberg's my guy, and I definitely feel like Mick's got a career in F1. But that car, man. And again, around them, Williams again points. Shout Hungary, and I feel like everyone above Aston Martin, Alpine have been on job this season. So yeah, they're my 5.
Okay. Mahad, who's been absolutely dead for you this season?
Dead last by a mile. I don't care. Danny Rick, you're dead last, bro. Yeah, I've been sold a dream. I'm not gonna lie to you, yeah, because I've seen Danny Rick from the outside looking in. You know what I mean? So he's been on other teams. He's been at Renault. He's been at Red Bull, and everybody's like praising him. Oh my God, he's amazing, so on and so on. They keep mentioning, 7-time race winner. He's the only driver that gets told, announced a 7-time race winner, like it's an accolade, like it's a big boy accolade. It's only 7 wins, mate. Just chill. Yeah. Second of all, yeah, this guy is coming to my team, comes to McLaren on smiley vibes, and not putting in no work. Other day, I'm hearing, oh yeah, I think I need to try going on the simulator. Why are you not going on simulator earlier? What's going on? So you're trying to tell me you was stinking out and you weren't on simulator? You better get on the bloody computer. You better jump on Twitch streams with Norris and playing F1 2021. You need to be doing something. You need to be making some change. This is what I'm saying, yeah. People are saying, yeah, this is unexpected. He needs time in the seat, so on and so on. He's 31 years old. Or is he 32? He's in his 30s. Yeah. Time's running out. I ain't waiting for you. You better do something now. Because what's happened, what has transpired is you getting absolutely cooked by your teammate. Yeah. And I'm not happy with it. I'm not happy with it whatsoever. I'm sounding very Brexit because I'm not even happy with his attitude towards it. Because he's not taking it serious. Even what Lewis is in the bloody simulator. You need to be doing some sort of work to be improving your positions and get me some podiums. Where I guarantee people had the mindset to say, yo, he's coming to McLaren to be the number 1 driver at McLaren. Why are you coming in and you're the second driver by far? By far. Even a gap between Perez and Max ain't this big. Not even a gap between Bottas and Hamilton's this big. By somebody that's in his 3rd year in Formula 1. This is unacceptable. And I feel like he's literally got the second half of this season to kind of save it for me. Because if he doesn't, this is the reason he's on fraud watch. And if he fucks up the whole year, I'm onto it. I'm looking at his whole career funny. So, dead last, Danny Rick, just because of circumstance. Because I'll say 19th and 18th. I'm going to put Mazepin 19th, just because I don't think he's qualified to drive in this sport. I think he should be doing something else. I don't think, obviously, we know the reason why he's in this sport, but when you're talking about being 1 minute behind your teammate in the same whip, this is like me driving. This is like me in Formula 1. Like, what is going on here? You can't be that slow in a Formula 1 car. And we've seen the casual spins. He's called Mazepin now. Not good enough. Hopefully, he's going to be in the sport. I don't want him to be in the sport, but we'll see what happens next year. Mick, I'm going to put Mick's Actually, let me put Kimmy there because Kimmy I'm onto him because Kimmy is just out here on vibes. When I saw him crashing into Vettel for no reason in Austria, like he needs to go to Specsavers or something. He didn't see him there. Just drove into him. Drove into his own team.
Even the crash as well. Him crashed the Mazepin as well in the same race. I know that's where I know it's the pit crew, but still,
like, okay. If you're not gonna try, yeah, okay, I can't fault a man for collecting checks because he's telling you blatantly, Alfa Romeo, yo, I'm here for vibes in it, and you still gave him a check to say, yo, drive for us, and he's not trying. It's time to go, man. It's time to go. This is malpractice on him and Alfa Romeo because why has he still got a seat? I would be highly shocked if he's got a seat next year. Alfa Romeo, they need to do something. There's new regulations. You can't just be having Kimi here. And Giovinazzi as well. He's in my bottom 5 because you're losing to a guy that's not trying. Do you know how mad that is? How do you lose to a guy that's not trying? That's like me like looking at my phone playing FIFA and I'm slapping you 7-0 and you're doing your best. You're doing madness. You're trying to win, and I'm still dusting you quickly. That's poor on him. He had a poor race in Hungary as well. He's not lit up the grid. You know what I mean? He's fighting for his life. He needs to do what he needs to be doing. But Bonotto keeps on saying, "Oh yeah, he's the Ferrari reserve driver. We like him." Brother, you're not getting a Ferrari seat. If he does get a Ferrari seat, Ferrari's dusted. They're absolutely finished if they give him a seat. Because this guy, I don't think he should be in Formula One either. That's another guy. Mick's done well, but he keeps being in it. He's costing his team money, man. Gone for stressing. Because this guy has been in cars in Q3. Was it P3? In practice, you've been in the car, so you can't even qualify. You can't be doing them things. But he's a rookie, so I'll give him an allowance. I'm not giving Mazepin an allowance because even for rookie standards, it might be the worst driver I've seen. The last one. Actually, that's it. That's 5, isn't it? Yeah, I've done 5.
That's 5, yeah.
I didn't need to mention Yuki still. Yeah, that's 5, man. I didn't need to mention Yuki. Danny Rick, Kimi, Gio, and the 2 Haas drivers.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
Yeah, same as me, man. I tried to wait Yuki as well, can't lie, man. Them stocks, yeah. I'm not sacking my boy.
No, we don't mention. I'm here, so we're not going to be talking about those things. Yuki, he's a rookie. He's doing his thing. Second half, he's going to get a podium at least.
Boy, mad.
That's a big shout.
I'll run through my one quickly. Basically, first worst, basically, Danny Rick. It's been a massive letdown. Absolutely panned by Lando. Absolutely embarrassing. You know, from when he's getting lapped by Lando at Monaco, you know it's not good. You know it's not good at all.
You just reminded me. Oh my god.
Yeah, no way as well. That's what he got, fam.
That's horrible. I've never seen that in Formula 1.
Scary stuff. This is the 7th time race winner, you know. This is the one who stuck it on Max all those years ago. Now he's getting dusted by Lando. It's scary, man. Unless he's finished, like I need to see an improvement. Second half of the season. I need to see improvement next year as well.
Finish that 32 in F1. I haven't seen that. A driver finish that early in the sport.
Boy. Hey, listen. If he finishes like 9th or something in the driver standings, I want him gone. I don't even want to see him there next season. Do something with that contract. Get rid of it.
I mean, he's 9th right now. Well, he's kind of joint level with Gasly. Almost been a comeback or some shit. Yeah, so basically, if he stays there, you want him out, yeah?
I want him out. We can get a better driver. We're better off with Sainz. I said this on the last one.
I mean, to be fair, I can't see him getting any higher than 7th, though. Because that he's 30 points behind Leclerc. And I can't really see him doing a massive point swing come the end of the season. Unless the Ferraris just have mad unreliability or something. So it's going to be peak form, I can't lie to you. Unless he gets like podiums, I don't know where, they're fair enough. But it's going to be a bit scary, I can't lie to you. Danny Rick's been massive letdown. Basically, second on the list, he's been shite. Mazepin. You know, what's he done? Got a record here, of his website. It has Mazepin's one basically. and it says that he spun in Q1 Tyson Bahrain, in Q1 once in Silverstone. Then in the races, he spun in Bahrain, Imola, and that's it. He just spun in practice a lot. Yeah. So, yeah, I'm going to put Mazepin there. But to be fair, I was actually tempted to put Mick there because he's, as you said before, Mahad, he's cost his team a lot of money. Like, he's just been in it in, like, qualifying and whatnot in his, Leclerc bag and all shit like that. He's cost his team a lot of money, but it's only because Mick's performance in Hungary. That's why I've got him ahead of Mazepin. But either way, I've got Mick third worst, basically, because I know the car's terrible, but you can't keep binning it in qualifying and whatnot. It's just no, you can't keep doing that. And he got overtaken by Mazepin at Silverstone as well.
Yeah, that was actually my overtake as well. I can't lie.
That was quite spooky. That was quite spooky. I can't lie to you.
I rate Mazepin for that one.
But however, he redeemed himself in some ways with his performance at Hungary, so that's why he's only third worst and not second. Fourth, who would I have fourth? Yuki, yeah. Since Bahrain, I think he's only had like one good race. I think that was Baku, and I think and Hungary as well. He's only had like 3 good races. All the other times he's been abysmal, really. Sometimes he can't even get into like Q2. Sometimes he can't get into Q3. For someone who's as well hyped and talented as him, it's been poor, basically. When the F1's Twitter account are doing, slow-mos of the rear end twerking, basically, into the tire wall, it's not looking good, because that's almost like your race highlights, basically. It's all looking good.
Yeah, that's a compilation, bro. That is his compilation. Yeah. It's just him, spinning into the back end of the wall.
Yeah,
you can't qualify, man.
You can't do City Girls twerkulator. It's scary, man. It's scary. Who do I have fifth? Kimi, yeah. Him just crashed into his teammate intercept for no reason. That's old man and 6 man. I can't lie to you. Even though I did come across a weird stat saying I think he's made up the most places so far this season. Like let's say qualifying 19th and then finishing 11th, basically. That sort of thing. So, but in some ways, no, I think he's been ass, basically. Really, really, really and truly, he should be Justin Giovinazzi, but that's not really the case. But hey, I digress. Anyways, let's move on to best moments of the season so far. Kwame, what moments have you really enjoyed this season so far?
Oh, that's a good question. I enjoyed Ocon's win. That was a very, F1. Listen, there's not much times where you get like a change in order in the grid. Like usually it's the same, especially in this era, the same for you guys on the podium, Ham, Botver, and this is basically between Hamilton and Verstappen have won every race except for Baku, where both of them two crashed out essentially, and Perez won. So literally this season we have not seen much change at the top. So to see someone like Ocon, especially someone who came from the dirts, from the mud, in France, them French guys there, his family's in the caravans for him to get to F1, him even getting binned by Mercedes as well, and then pushing Gio ahead of him. He came a long way, so I got to give it to him for him winning that race. And even if he didn't win, like that podium is still insane. It was Ocon, Vettel question in quote marks. He's again, Ferrari's not doing well. Everyone kind of seems to want to Vettel now. Especially off the field, it's been pretty off the track, I should say. It's been pretty, warming, him standing up, for recycling and LGBT rights and whatnot. And him now finally getting to a car that's getting podiums. Even Hamilton come up from the field from last place. Because like I said last week in Hungary, he messed up, the start in he messed up the start, man, in Hungary. Came back from the bottom of the field all the way to second place in the end. As Vettel got disqualified. You got to give it to him. And even seeing people like Alonso, lots of remontada, man. People in this pod, we thought he was finished. We thought this guy will not be back in F1, and he's just there schooling Hamilton, defensive wise. So that was a treat. That was a good race. My second winning moment of the year.
You're struggling, aren't you?
I'm struggling, bro. I'm struggling.
Best shit happened. Best stuff happened, man.
Best stuff happened, man. I'm thinking of
depends who you like as well, basically. Could say Lewis Silverstone win, basically. You could say
I was gonna say that.
That's got it. I'm about to say I think of Silverstone. I'm thinking of even Bahrain was a nice race. Baku as well. That's more of a worst moment again. But yeah, you know what? So, yeah, Silverstone was insane. Actually, no, that's one of my worst moments actually because the aftermath. I say Silverstone driving back is always pretty nice. Because that's the first glimpse of him I saw this season. Because I thought this guy was dusted again. I thought this guy was finished. I thought this guy was not doing anything, and then all of a sudden now he had a decent qualifying, decent undercut. I'm pretty sure it was as well. Baku that got him all the way up to the second place. He just held up. So yeah, that was a good race I feel like as well. And again, I like when the field gets mixed up, man. Because like he had the tire spin outs with Max. He had Lewis spinning it into the first corner, which is I guess it's another bad moment as well. But he binned it as well. And yeah, just again the mix in the field. I like seeing different fields. I like seeing competitive racing, which you definitely have seen this season. My final moment as well. Actually, you know what? I say Imola as well. I say Imola. Imola was an intense race. I really enjoyed that race. Just for the issues you had again with Bottas and Russell. I feel like not only the intensity, but the outcome that could have this season we've seen. Because Bottas might get dropped for Russell or Bottas, not sure Bottas will still be in Mercedes next season. So that was intense. Lewis as well, kind of coming back for him, spinning in the rain and going to the gravel trap, and him having to again drive back up through the field as well. I thought that was a good race. So yeah, that was my top three. I'll say again, Hungary. I say Hungary. I say Imola, and I say Baku as well.
Yeah, because your team got a double points finish in Hungary and Baku. So
yeah, we did.
Have to say them. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah, we did. I mean, my boys.
Kwame, well. You get me.
Some say Bahrain as well because Sharma boy Yuki against sixth place, but nah, that's. I'm not gonna get gas with that point finish.
Hey, I'm living off that, man. Come on, man, get gas.
But I'm living off that, bro. Man. That's literally how I got my job, but I need more. So yeah, I'm not gonna be shameless in face of that one sixth place.
Go on, Mahad. What's your best moments of the season now?
Number one is Silverstone. I'm not gonna lie. Not the incident itself, what happened in lap one, yeah, but the comeback, because it's a racing incident, yeah. FIA stopped 10 seconds on his head top, told him wait, and he still won the race. This it was unbelievable stuff. And then when the race ended, he was running around Silverstone like he was the GOAT he is, waving the flag. How much legendary pictures have come out of that Silverstone race of Lewis Hamilton? The guy was doing hella photo ops. That was the top levels of sticking his two fingers up at FIA and saying, yo, listen, I'm still going to do my thing because I'm better than the rest of these guys. People say, oh, yeah, Leclerc had his injury issues, so on and so on. But I feel like that race was lit. And that was one of the biggest moments of the season so far. Second, I'll say I like Bahrain. People don't like Bahrain. I think it's one of the best races this season, especially the last couple of laps. That was racing. Like literally went to the end, to the last lap. It could have been Max, it could have been Lewis to win that race. So that was proper exciting. Maybe because everything else that went on as well in that race. I think the biggest moment for me is Baku, because Baku was just nuts. Baku looked like it was going to be Red Bull 1-2, tire blowout. Then we saw the restart, everything that happened there. And then we saw elite levels of racing from everybody towards the end. We saw even Fernando Alonso doing absolute mazine in the last couple of laps, gaining so many positions. We saw the Gasly and Leclerc battling each other. I think Baku on the whole, that was my favorite moment. Even though Hungary was a good race and stuff like that, and we saw the highlight of Alonso and Hamilton having that little battle, I wouldn't put that in my top three. I think that's recency bias. I ain't gonna do it.
About to say as well, I should miss out something as well. Something a bit off key. About to say Monaco and McLaren's golf livery as well. That was a very nice livery, and we don't usually see that much livery changes as well in F1 during the season. So that's a very off field. I know it's not to do with the racing, but just
Monaco race was dead. Monaco race was dead, but the quality.
Monaco's always dead. Monaco's always dead. Monaco's always dead. But just the exterior.
Hey, listen, people that are out there that Till's telling me that Monaco's a top 10 track, allow it, man. Get with the times, man. Stop this.
Like I said, man,
it's a heritage track, but it's not a top 10. It's not a top 10 track. If you could keep 10 racetracks or pick 10 racetracks for racing, you can't put Monaco there. Because you can't put a track that you can't overtake. It's a good time trial track, but that's about it.
That is true. Yeah. Yeah, I pretty much kind of agree with you guys in terms of the best moments of the season. Yeah, I probably have Hungary at number 1. That was the perfect balance between like carnage and like quality racing, basically. Because you had Alonso Hamilton, you had Mick Verstappen, Mick versus Verstappen, you had who else was battling as well? Seb. You had almost like battles between like the front, the middle, and the back, as well as a mix-up of the grid. So that was a solid race for me. That was definitely the race of the season. And also the Silverstone win, Baku at the end, kind of like the little sprint race, basically. Yeah, that's kind of my best moments. Yeah, basically. What do you want to say, Kwame? Sorry.
No, I didn't say anything, man. I just said that. Also in Hungary as well. Yeah, I said that you had Mick and Hamilton fighting out. You had you had quite a lot of battles going all the way through the field. Usually it's just just midfield. So yeah, that's what I had. That's it.
Cool. Undercover moment. Max doing a burnout in the Styrian Grand Prix at the end because he won by such a big margin. Bring back shithousery in Formula 1. I want to see more of that. I need to see more of that. Bring it back because people are saying, "Oh my god, it's so disrespectful." I need to see more disrespect in Formula 1.
No, you're right.
Funny enough, sorry to interject. Funny enough, Lewis did that at Austin, I think in 2017 or 2018. He did the exact same thing as well because I seen him. I see a clip of it.
Seb's done it. I remember Seb doing it.
Oh yeah, Seb's definitely done it. Yeah. But people saying, "Oh, Lewis will never do that." But
that's new. These are new generation fans, man. I need to see shit house.
Oh yeah, I know.
Twitter would not survive the 90s. Twitter ain't surviving the 90s, 2000s.
Boy,
you need to bring shit housery back.
Imagine Schumacher, cool for Spa. These guys will not be here for that, man. But yeah, but everyone F1 is too nice now. It's too nice, man. They're too pally. Everyone's friends on the grid. But Hamilton, everyone is literally boys on the grid. Everyone's getting playing together. Photos. You need a bit of competitive back, man. F1.
Someone put out a tweet, saying the sooner fans. I'm going to just paraphrase it. So the sooner fans realize that F1 is brutal and all about fucking trying to get race wins and blah 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 and shithousery and not all roses and petals. Is the sooner people wake up basically and realize. And I thought, that's spot on. People think F1 is all pally besties. Oh my god, all this soft shit. But nah, it's not. Like these are 20 psychopaths that we have on the grid. Some of these drivers can watch a man die, watch their boy die on a Saturday and then race on a Sunday like nothing's happened. Like I don't think I'll be doing that. Like just to go down the road. Like this is not this soft pally shit or this bestie shit that some of these DTS fans think it is. Like this is like hardcore shit. This is 20 of the most elite drivers in the world. This is the most exclusive club sport that you have in the world. This ain't no soft shit. Like, do you know what I mean? It's just, yeah.
I'll add to this, because I think people don't understand that every single one of those drivers think they're the best driver. Literally every single one. That's their mentality. And people think it's a disrespect thing where they feel like, if you hear comments, if I was in a top car, I'll be winning races, blah, 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 blah. Because I think Lando said it. Lando said, look, if I was in a Merc or Red Bull, I'll be winning hella races. This is what they think. They all think they're better than everybody else. Same way Lewis, when he came in the thing, he thought he was better than all of them. If you ain't got that mentality, you ain't making it. You ain't built for prime time. If you're doing respect gestures, forget about it. You ain't gonna make it, especially if you're on a top team. You should think you're the best driver. I know we take the piss out of Bottas. Bottas is in the top team, and he thinks he's the best driver. I know we think it's delusional, but look, that's the mentality of these guys. It's an individual sport. Of course, they're going to think they're the best. So I think it needs to be seen as more competitive. We're seeing it now. Max has actually decided to mount a title challenge because he's got a better car. I think we've seen a long period of dominance. And next year, when it all goes up in the air in terms of drivers, in terms of cars, we have no idea who's going to be the best. And we're going to see the attitudes of all the drivers. We're going to see personalities coming up
100%
when it happens.
Because I feel like when the field gets closer, when the current new gen, your Maxes of the world, your Landers of the world, your Leclercs of the world, they're doing buddy on Twitch, during lockdown. But I feel like when their cars are fighting for P1, P2 championship titles, you'll see, rivalries will flare up, man. It's all happening, Rosberg, Hamilton. Their guys are boys in karting, on the podium, and Rosberg got his first one in Williams. Yeah, that's my guy. But we saw happen in 2016. It saw happen in Spain. It saw happen, and same thing, could happen again. So, yeah,
it's true. Like, so when somebody like Max says, "Oh, I think I can beat, I'm quicker than Hamilton, or I think I'm better than him," yeah, why would he not think that? If he don't think that, he ain't built for it. He ain't built for this. So you have to have that mentality. When someone like Lando says, "Yeah, I'll beat Max in the Red Bull," you have to have that mentality. And I don't think, why are people outraged by these comments? That Max thinks he's 2/10 faster than Lewis. Of course, he's going to think that. It's where people are overreacting and not understanding that they're not pally. This ain't a respecting. They all think they can dust each other. If it was an equal spec, watch Mazepin say you beat everybody.
Yep, that is true. Listen, the sooner some of these soft fans realise this, the better, man. Bring back shit as we in F1, man. Bring back bastard behavior back in F1. Just bring back all of that shit. Because people will lose their mind. Imagine once people found out that Schumacher won in the pit lane at what was it? Spa, was it?
That was the most effed up race. I forgot what race it was when he went in the pit lane. Won.
Yeah. Wait till fans found out about that. Oh my god, they're gonna lose it. Wait till they find out about Suzuka 1990. Wait till they find out about
when Schumacher binned it.
Yeah,
well, Schumacher binned it so Alonso didn't get bored. This is elite stuff, man. Look, that's why I fuck with Leclerc, because Leclerc's on it already. He's got the mentality to do that stupidness as well. He's got the Ferrari people in his ear telling him, "Yo,
it's in him."
What they're telling him? What would Schumacher do? That's what they're telling him in his ear.
That's it. What would Schumacher do? That's the thing, isn't it? Anyways, moving swiftly on to the last topic. Worst moments of the season so far. So, Mahad, what have you not enjoyed this season?
I've not enjoyed screenshots, animations, and just total meltdown of the internet of a racing incident. A racing incident at Silverstone where people were trying to attribute blame and talking about apexes and racing lines, and he needs to do this, he needs to do that. Listen, none of you lot are race drivers, yeah? Unless you're a race driver, I ain't trying to hear your opinion on it. Unless you're a race driver or somebody that's like a team principal or somebody that's proper close to the sport, yeah? You man don't know what I'm going with any of this. And we didn't need to be doing that for, how long was it? 2.5 weeks? I was seeing animations 14 days later. I ain't got time for it. If that's the way this sport is heading, I am sick and tired already. I might have to just log out of F1 Twitter completely and just get off the internet, because all of that for a racing incident. Yes, I believe that the penalty was harsh, and I don't think the penalty should have happened. But guess what? Yeah, the FIA don't like Lewis Hamilton. This has happened bare times. He gets penalties that he don't deserve. He holds one to the chest every single time. Yeah, and that's one thing that kind of needs to be accepted, because if you know who runs the FIA and the type of people out there, they don't like Lewis Hamilton. So that's what's going to happen. But for us for us as a Formula One community to go over, on and on, it's not needed for a racing incident. Yeah, okay. Max crashed out. He went in the ambulance and so on. Then we hear Max fans trying to play on the ambulance thing, and then we see, oh, Lewis doesn't care. Look, he was in the ambulance. Da, da, da. Listen, these men are racing drivers. What's he going to be doing? Shedding tears while he's driving around, while he's trying to gain a 10-second advantage. The brother didn't die. We'll keep it moving. We've been watching this sport for a while. All us three here, yeah. We know what it's about. So for that was a sour moment, you know. I'll say just because of everything that came out of it. Red Bull's response weren't good. The response to Lewis Hamilton and the vitriol that all the racism that he received in that, it was absolutely disgusting. Again, this is Formula One. There's racism all about. This is we are entering something that's not technically, and I've always known they're saying that environment. This is their sport. If we're talking about the type of people that watch Formula One that are the older generation, yeah, they're not the people that take too kind to our likes, our people, and they haven't liked Lewis Hamilton from the jump. So the second they see Lewis doing something that's seen as his fault or anything like that, of course they're going to be in the comments because they're ignorant as fuck. That's just how it is. It shouldn't be like that, but at this moment in time, the way the sport is and the way it is, that's how it is. And I feel like we didn't need to have that period whatsoever. Both sides. It just didn't need to happen. It was a racing incident. Lewis runs the race. Shit happens. Formula One shit happens. We don't always have to attribute blame if somebody crashes out, because these guys have been crashing all their lives. This is racing. You know, sometimes it's to put somebody's fault. They hold a penalty to their draw and we keep it stepping. That's what the penalty is for. Not us doing mad retrospective analysis and saying, look, this and that about somebody, and look, he's done this before, and then we're seeing highlights from way back. No, it's racing. This is how it goes. And I think there needs to be more an acceptance to that. And I think the race drivers kind of know that themselves. That, look, a lot of them said it's racing incident because shit happens. And I think that was the worst moment by far. Another moment, not sure. I'm not sure. I'm going to have to skip it. Let me think about it.
Okay, Kwame, what about you?
Yeah, so my three, I'm gonna start slow with the time blowouts. I mean, yes, they did contribute to the excitingness of Baku. If it weren't for the time blowouts, it would be, you know, a pretty boring 1-2 Red Bull victory. Yes, but again, these time blowouts from Pirelli, this has been happening from man from 2011 in Silverstone, and we're now 2021, 10 years later, and we're still having these time blowouts. And yes, they may be assigned to the with all these, you know, tires being so soft they degrade, and that they degrade so quickly and they make it so faster. But again, it's risking, you know, their lives, you know, of, you know, drivers. Something that they shouldn't be necessarily taking a risk, especially on a straight of all places. You think, okay, that'd be cool. And all of a sudden they just, you know, crash, you know, having to Max, having to Stroll as well, Baku, and cost their race as well. And yes, it is racing. You do have tire issues, you know, you get punches happening, but especially, you know, weird places. I think it was the front left and back left happening on the part of the track. Like, that needs to be fixed up. And yeah, I'm not really here for that. And then yeah, my thing, and I'm again similar, same with Mahad, the whole over analysis of the whole Silverstone crash. It was just over the top. Like, I hate when people do this, man. Like, it's not that deep. Like, the way I saw it, two guys were going in for a position. One was trying to overtake another guy. They both then yield out and they crashed. That's what happened. But because we haven't had this title championship battle for how long now? Now we finally got one. Any little thing, you know, the media and the teams are going to blow out proportion. I understand the teams are going to do their shit housery. I understand the teams are going to do their little debates back and forth in the FIA. But that shouldn't be, you know, spill out, you know, into, you know, hold the whole racist, you know, attacks we're seeing done by Lewis. And I'm not condoning that. I'm not don't like the way, you know, Horner, you know, a team's been spoiled Red Bull, you know, they try to deal with it, try to say, well, yeah, Max gets a beast too. Like, nah, bro, like it doesn't work like that. It doesn't work like that. And I feel like the way it was dealt was very, very poor. And again, like Matt said, we have to understand that this is not our sport. And at the same time, that's where go shout, people like us, shout Pitstop Fracas, shout people like Quickstop, shout out on the Chicane, all the other podcasts out there, for not just black people, but other ethnic minorities are there as well. Because you create a space, man, in sport that you can have open conversation like this, man, without feeling, little bits here and there will get done for. And should have done says in the best moments as well, but that's where you got to shout out stuff like the Hampton Commission as well. For what he's doing in the sport, trying to get more BAME people or more people of lower class into the sport as well. And again, people like Vettel as well, and Schumacher, and them talking about the environmental issues and other LGBT issues as well that got taken down by the FIA as well in Hungary as well, because they had their politics going on, their government, their election going on, and all these issues, man. So that was kind of frustrating. And certain tracks are just boring as well, man. I can't lie, man. Certain tracks like Monaco and Spain. I'm tired. I'm tired of these tracks where people can overtake. I'm tired. Like, what's the point of them having on the grid where they're just going to have, qualifying is going to be the same? Like, come on, what's the point? I don't know how they're going to change it. Like, we had a conversation about Monaco because the street circuit is a bit different, but stuff like, Catalonia. Valencia was there, man. Valencia was a decent circuit. Now it's in ruins. Like, this...
Don't cancel Monaco because I need to pop bottles there still.
All right, we need to be there as well. Yeah. Pitstop Fracas 2022, Monaco, please, next year. After that, you can cancel it.
We just need to...
If you see me on a yacht, mind your business. If you see me on a yacht with some bottles, mind your business. Same goes with Mahad. If you see us with Dumpy, with somebody's friend, mind your business. That's all I'm gonna say. Anyways,
Rano, hold on me.
About to say, if we're not there, catch us in Miami. Innit? Catch us in Miami, man.
Boy, we're doing both. We're doing double shift. Shit, definitely doing both. Anyways, quick one. Who's gonna win the drivers and constructors, Mahad?
Red Bull's winning constructors. Lewis is winning the title, but I think he's gonna win by less than 10 points. It's gonna go down to the wire. It's gonna be decided in Abu Dhabi. That's what I think is gonna happen. It really depends on what the next 4 races decides which way it's gonna go. If Red Bull come out and then just start dominating, then Mercedes are in trouble. Even then, I think Lewis could just pull it out anyway, regardless.
Okay, Kwame?
Yeah, I'll have to give him mad. I feel like Red Bull as a team are just better. I feel like Perez is a better second driver than Bottas. So I feel like that would be the bigger key to push Red Bull to win the constructors. And again, if it wasn't for this race in Hungary, which was a bit of an anomaly, I feel like they were Bull ahead anyways by quite a bit of margin, so I think they can pull that back. Driver-wise, I believe Hamilton will win, mainly because, not even because I feel like he'll be faster than Max, but I feel like just because of his experience, just because of how he'll manage certain situations, I feel like that will click in with him. I feel like at the beginning of the season, I feel like it's a bit kind of easier for him. Stuff like, for example, Imola, with how he overtaking, like, for example, in Silverstone, you saw Hamilton, he just, no, I'm not going to let you go, Max. I'm going to try to overtake you. Whilst Imola, for example, he was like, okay, Max, I'll let you overtake me and you can have the race. So I feel like he's taking a bit more, I don't want to say seriously, but yeah, a bit more seriously, a bit more, taking to his grasp now. And it's more like, I'm going to try and push for this win. So yeah, I'll say, yeah, again, I agree with my head. I feel like I'll go to the last race or two. I feel like I'll be very tight this year. Not like previous years.
Yeah, as long as Lewis wins and Mercedes wins, I don't care how it's done. That's calm with me. Quick side note: if Percival, if you're listening, if Sainz beats you in the standings, yeah, you'll see me and Mahad doing El Chinguito live and direct in Abu Dhabi, live and direct. Red Bally's on, smoking cigars from Ferrari labeling. Trust me, you're gonna hate us. The pod's gonna get shut down, but I don't care. We're gonna go out with a bang. Simple as.
I'm gonna be shouting, Percival es malo, Percival's in trouble if that happens, but we'll see what happens in the second half of the season. I'm looking forward to it. So
It's pending. It's pending.
it's pending. Hey, listen. I think Lewis is gonna win the title like on 2008 vibes.
Percival, better be listening, boy.
Unfortunate. Percival's in trouble. All right, listen, Ferrari fans, we are your worst enemies. Richard and Mahad. Here we are. Kwame, we're gonna absolve you from this. So
Yeah, I don't really care. I'm meant to be the neutral guy in this, man.
Kwame, your parcels now. It's sorry. It's was a joint enterprise. Yeah, that's it. Sorry, joint enterprise.
You was witness on the scene.
Yeah, I'm doing this. Yeah, cool. I'm cooperating. Yeah.
Was there on the scene. Anyways, listeners, that's all we have time for this week. Thank you for joining and listening to us, or watch us on YouTube, wherever we wanna, take us in. Remember to like, comment, subscribe, share, follow us on Twitter, follow us on Instagram, same handle, Pitstop Fracas. And we'll see you next week for a very special pod. Peace.
Peace.
Peace.